मैंने उसको कभी भी एज ए क्रिमिनल प्ले नहीं किया है, ना ही मैंने उसको कि इसने कुछ गलत काम किया है या सही किया है, वो जजमेंट्स के पार रख के मैंने सिर्फ उसको एज ए ह्यूमन प्ले करने की कोशिश की है।
तू पहले एक शो करेगा क्या मेरे लिए? सर मैं एक सेकंड फोन करके बताता हूँ। माय वाइफ गॉट एंग्री बिकॉज शी वाज द प्रोड्यूसर। शी सेड अरे यू आर स्टॉपिंग अप प्रोडक्शन, व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन? तू स्कैम करेगा क्या? आई सेड क्या सर स्कैम? एंड व्हेन आई सेड स्कैम लाउडली एंड माय वाइफ हर्ड दैट, शी सेड यस यस प्लीज 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 डू इट।
When I was doing this series called Not Fit,
Yeah.
and when I did Son Chidiya, yes, it was little disorienting for me क्योंकि immediate response नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, but I think it's a matter of practice.
Hello and welcome to ETimes. My name is Jagar Shah and today we have with us Scam 2003, the Telgi story. Now the biggest scam for me right now is Tushar right now. For me because I have known Tushar as a funny guy.
I still am a funny guy.
तो ये इधर कैसे एक स्कैम में कैसे चले आए?
All thanks to Hansal sir. Like it's good karma. Karma does pay. I tried actually for a friend called Shad. So I knew Hansal sir. I actually called him up for work for Shad. I said, sir, can you cast Shad in some of the shows that you're doing? Because he was doing great work and Shad was eating my head. Ki Hansal sir se baat kar. So I called him up and my film was supposed to start in July that year, in last year when we started Scam. And I called him up and he said, तू क्या कर रहा है पर अभी? शाद को तो ले लूँगा, तू क्या कर रहा है? I said, सर मेरी पिक्चर चालू है। Hansal sir, one more thing about the industry, he knows everything. सबका डेट्स उनको पता होता है। तो he said, तेरी पिक्चर अभी नहीं, आगे चली गई, तू पहला स्कैम नहीं, तू पहला एक शो करेगा क्या मेरे लिए? And my wife, who's the producer of my film, I said, शो आपके लिए कभी? He said, अभी करेगा क्या? आई सेड ओके सर। सर मैं एक सेकंड फोन करके बताता हूँ। माय वाइफ गॉट एंग्री बिकॉज शी वाज द प्रोड्यूसर। शी सेड अरे यू आर स्टॉपिंग अप प्रोडक्शन, व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन? एंड आंसर सर जस्ट कॉल्ड मी बैक इन लाइक 5 minutes, लाइक ही सेड 5 मिनट में करता हूँ। ही सेड आई स्पोक टू समीर सर, तू स्कैम करेगा क्या? आई सेड क्या सर स्कैम? एंड व्हेन आई सेड स्कैम लाउडली एंड माय वाइफ हर्ड दैट, शी सेड यस यस प्लीज 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 डू इट। एंड दैट्स हाउ स्कैम हैपेंड। तो गुड कर्मा पेड फॉर मी। आई एम द बिगेस्ट फैन ऑफ स्कैम 1 बिकॉज आई केप्ट ऑन कॉलिंग Hansal sir, so this is how I got Scam. Yeah, thanks to Sameer sir and Hansal sir. He said Sameer sir said yes for you, and that's how I got.
So that film was with Rajkumar Rao.
Yeah,
and he's got a hotline with Rajkumar.
Yeah. He has a hotline with a lot of people.
Okay, now Sameer sir, now when Scam 1 happened, became a huge success, more than what you all expected it to be, it was like a major success. Now, how much of pressure was on you to come up with second season of it?
Well, we had to do season 2 because we've created a franchise and there are so many scams, so we've got to keep doing it. But I don't think there was this matter of pressure. We've tried to stay away from that from the get-go. That Scam 1 was a story that came in its own right. It came at a different point in time. It's a different world. It's a different story. And Scam 2, we shouldn't even be calling it Scam 2. It's Scam 2003.
Yeah.
Is a different story, and it's part of the same franchise. So I don't think, even while writing it, while casting it, while filming it, I don't think any one of us has tried to take that pressure on in trying to do better. It's nothing to do better. Like in a sport, if you take, you might have a wonderful over where you hit 3 sixes. So that doesn't, if you put pressure on yourself in the next over to say I've got to do better than myself, mostly you're going to get out.
Yeah.
So what you do is that if it's a tough over, you take singles. Right, and you wait for the moment and then you hit a 6. So I think that's what we have tried to do.
Yeah,
and
right.
I think everyone has sort of worked in that manner, that we've just tried to tell the best story possible for this character and this universe.
So when I saw Scam 1, merely by the end of it, I felt that Harshad was a victim also. That was my takeaway with him. He did a scam, whatever he did, what he was doing. But at the end, he also was a human being, and I felt bad for him. So when you got Telgi, who by the looks of it looks like is a scamster who went in knowing it's full scam, what I'm doing is wrong, completely wrong. So how difficult was it to you take up a role like this, which is like a anti-hero, dark hero, what as you call it?
Every crime जो भी होता है मेरे हिसाब से जो करता है वो भी विक्टिम होता ही है उसका। कोई भी ऐसा नहीं है उसमें कि वो विक्टिम कोई नहीं बनता है। जो क्राइम होता है तो जो करने वाला है वो भी विक्टिम बन जाता है। बट इसमें एक चीज़ मेरे लिए क्लियर थी, जो हंसल सर ने जब हमसे बात की थी स्टार्टिंग में, जब मुझे स्क्रिप्ट दी गई थी और उन्होंने कहा था कि don't think of it from the society's point of view, don't think of him, don't judge him already, because if I starting judging him, then I will not be able to play it honestly, you know. तो मैंने उसको कभी भी एज ए क्रिमिनल प्ले नहीं किया है, ना ही मैंने उसको कि इसने कुछ गलत काम किया है या सही किया है, वो जजमेंट्स के पार रख के मैंने सिर्फ उसको एज ए ह्यूमन प्ले करने की कोशिश की है, और जो स्क्रिप्ट ने मुझे दिया उसी को मैं फॉलो करता गया, एंड दैट्स हाउ आई प्लेड इट. अदरवाइज आई वुडंट हैव बीन एबल टू प्ले इट, नहीं तो फिर वो किसी और जोन में चला जाता. फिर वो ना तो वो मोगैम्बो है, ना ही वो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, वो विलन नहीं है, ना ही वो होम शाशा 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 नहीं करता है वो कुछ. वो एक आम आदमी है जिसने अपना दिमाग यूज़ किया और अनफॉर्चुनेटली उसने गलत जगह यूज़ कर लिया, एंड बस उस ईमानदारी के साथ मैंने प्ले किया.
So when I was coming from to the place here, I saw this one hoarding of Scam 2003 which said पैसा बनता है, कमाना नहीं पड़ता. बनाया है और समझो very similar of that sort which says oh yeah इस यहाँ पे पैसा कमाया जाता है. So do you all think it's true?
Yes.
Well, that's what Mr. Telgi says.
Yeah. I'm asking what the three of you all are thinking about it.
Abhi to yes. You have to believe it.
We have to believe it to sell it.
Believe it to sell it. ये भी अच्छी बात है. Also, when Telgi's scam actually came out, a name called Tarannum Khan also came out very vociferously at that time. Who he blew up 90 lakh rupees on one night on that person. Do we see that? I mean, we saw a girl in Madhuri Dixit's dress in the trailer. We saw it.
अगर आप बोल रहे तो आप देख लो शो फिर.
It looks like it. I'm not sure if she's the same person or not. यहाँ से एक जगह हाथों आ रही है.
जो अभी वो उनकी कहानी का हिस्सा है, तो कहानी उन्हीं की लाइफ के है, तो वो हिस्सा तो होगा कहीं ना कहीं. तो लेकिन कितना है, कैसा है, वो शो को देख के ही पता लगेगा आपको.
Okay. Now, Gagan sir, you've been a stage artist most time. You even did off Broadway with Meera Nair, if I'm not wrong. So when you go, you also did Unsuitable Boy with her as well. So when you move on to a show, from stage you move on to a camera setup kind of thing, do you miss that initial audience reaction rush which most stage artists crave for?
When I started working for media a few years back, like when I was doing this series called Not Fit, and when I did Son Chidiya, yes, it was little disorienting for me to क्योंकि immediate response नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, but I think it's a matter of practice. So, and as I got more roles in front of camera, and Scam actually gave me the longest run of I was shooting for it for 1 year, so I had to face camera almost every day. So वो practice होती गई, and then it became as good as I'm on stage, because camera became my audience, and people on the set became my live audience who were telling me whether I'm doing good or not. My directors telling me, जैसे एक सीन मेरा हुआ था जिसमें सर को मेरा काम बहुत अच्छा लगा था और इन्होंने वो आके मुझे हक करते थे, तो it was as good as performing live and getting the audience reaction.
Okay, Tushar sir, now when you have a setup like Scam, wherein Hansal sir already has done this fantastic series, how difficult is it to live up to that level?
Like he said, one thing I have to give it to Sameer sir, that when you say this, obviously Hansal sir, like I said, it's one of the best shows I have seen in my life.
Same here.
Okay, I can again keep on saying it's the best show that I have seen in my life, internationally or an Indian show. For me, it's the best show. But Sameer sir, I remember from the time I came in and they took me on, he used to whenever I met him in Applause office that we went, or script sitting, or whenever, he kept on saying one thing: no pressure, no pressure, no pressure. He used to always say this to me: no pressure. I used to think, is he scaring me? But then I realized that he was genuinely meaning it, that don't take pressure, because he understood that. I also understood, because a lot of people said, like, I won't name a director, but a senior director told me, are you sure what you're doing? It's crazy what you're doing. I said, but in my head I said, and Hansal sir made me really relax, and I knew Hansal sir said that, don't worry, I'll keep on holding your hand. Until now he's holding my hand, and like I said, this Scam 2003, every frame belongs to Hansal Mehta too. So it's not only me, it's everything. It's the teamwork who actually kept me normal, and I'm still normal now. Hopefully I will be after the release also.
But Gagan sir, now how do you gained weight, you lost weight? As an actor, does the weight gain, weight loss bother, or becomes, or is just a tool for an actor to take things forward?
It is a tool, but yeah, sometimes because you're playing with your body, you are completely changing the way you look. Sometimes you look in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself, and that does affect your mind in certain ways. Thankfully, I had a good number of people around me to support me mentally and even physically. Like तुषार सर ने मुझे एक न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट दिया था, प्रतीक उनका नाम है. कैसे फूड मैनेज करना है, क्या करना है, कैसे अपने आप को मेंटेन रखना है, वो सारी गाइडेंस मुझे मिलती जा रही थी, विच मेड इट लॉट ईजियर फॉर मी. ऑल्दो आई विल नॉट से कि इट वाज कंप्लीट स्मूथ वॉक और समथिंग, इट डिड हैव एन इफेक्ट ऑन माय मेंटल हेल्थ एज वेल एज फिजिकल हेल्थ, बट थैंकफुली विद द गाइडेंस एंड एवरीथिंग we managed to do it properly. Yeah.
So when you play a role like Telgi, who was into has a crazy mind, who was doing these scams, do you also imbibe those qualities in your real life as well? You also think अरे हाँ ऐसा कर लेता हूँ, ऐसा करता हूँ.
एक्चुअली एक चीज़ जो मुझे तेलगी करते वक्त महसूस हुई थी कि आई वॉज वेरी फैसिनेटेड बाय द ब्रेन, that how he came up with and how thoughtful and how planned he must be when he actually carried out. Otherwise it was not possible. So when I used to be on the set, तो मैं अपना दिमाग उन्हीं चीज़ों पे रखता था कि जैसे अगर मुझे किसी ने लाइटर ला के दिया है कि लाइटर चलाना है या कुछ कोई प्रॉपर्टी हैंडल करनी है या कुछ, तो मैं हमेशा सोचता था क्या अगर तेलगी अगर ऐसा होगा तो क्या वो इन चीज़ों के बारे में सोचेगा और कैसे वो सोचेगा. तो मैं अपने असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर्स के साथ, अपने डायरेक्टर्स के साथ हमेशा ये बात करता रहता था कि क्या ये थोड़ा अजीब तो नहीं लग रहा है, क्या ये फुलिश तो नहीं लग रहा है, क्या ये इंटेलिजेंट लग रहा है, क्या विल ही डू दैट और विल ही नॉट डू दैट. तो ये डिस्कशंस हमारे होते ही रहते थे. तो येस, आई ट्राइड टू इनकॉर्पोरेट दैट क्वालिटी ऑफ के लाइक माई माइंड हैज़ टू कंटिन्यूसली work that this is not going to work or this is going to work, like that. So yes, that kind of that brain quality I try to imbibe in myself.
Actually, there's a very funny incident. The first time, there's a gesture that he does, he pulls his pants up. And when he did it, I thought, kya uska pant loose hai kya? I cut it. He said, no, I'm doing this. And I later on I said, arey, too good. Then we kept on incorporating it again. I actually thought his pants are falling down, but he was actually doing the gesture.
Wow. So how it's been 5 years to Applause? 6 years. 6 years. It's been six great years. Now what's more in store for us from Applause point of view?
Lots will come, but I think the most important thing in our life is Scam 2003.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.